Carl Gustav Jung was not only a psychologist but also an explorer of the deepest layers of the human psyche. Among his many works, Psychology and Alchemy stands out as one of the most fascinating. In this book, Jung bridges the mysterious world of medieval alchemy with the modern science of psychology. While most people think of alchemy as a strange attempt to turn lead into gold, Jung shows us that it was much more than that. Alchemy, in his view, was a symbolic language, a metaphor for the inner transformation of the human soul. For Jung, the alchemical texts and images, full of strange symbols, mythical creatures, and mysterious formulas, were not the ramblings of misguided scientists. They were actually coded descriptions of deep psychological processes. Alchemists working in their smoky laboratories were in fact projecting their own unconscious onto matter, describing inner struggles through the imagery of transformation. When they wrote about burning, dissolving, purifying, or uniting substances, they were, often unknowingly, describing the way the psyche itself transforms and evolves. This book is therefore not just about the history of alchemy. It is about the human journey of becoming whole, about the hidden connection between dreams, myths, religious symbols, and the universal drive for self-realization. Jung reveals that alchemy is the story of individuation, the process by which the conscious and unconscious parts of the self are integrated into a greater whole. By reading, or in this case, listening, to Psychology and Alchemy, you are not just learning about the past. You are stepping into a timeless process that is unfolding within you right now. This journey may take you through darkness, through confusion, through fire, but ultimately it leads to the discovery of inner gold, the true self. The central theme of Psychology and Alchemy is individuation. Jung defined individuation as the lifelong process of becoming the person you truly are, integrating the fragmented parts of the psyche into unity. He used alchemy as a symbolic map to describe this journey. The first stage is nigredo, or the blackening. In alchemy, this was the moment when matter was reduced to a chaotic dark state, often described as burning to ashes or being dissolved into blackness. Psychologically, nigredo represents the crisis of the soul, the dark night of despair, confusion, or depression. It is the time when everything seems to fall apart, when old identities and beliefs collapse. Jung explained that this stage corresponds to facing the shadow, the hidden, repressed aspects of ourselves that we don't want to admit. To move forward, we must confront the shadow and accept it as part of us. The second stage is albedo, or the whitening. After the blackness comes purification. In alchemy, this was symbolized by washing, by the appearance of white doves or the shining of the moon. Psychologically, it is the stage of cleansing, insight, and acceptance. The individual begins to recognize and integrate parts of the shadow. There is a sense of inner clarity, of honesty with oneself. The albedo stage does not mean perfection. It means being willing to face truth, to embrace both flaws and strengths without denial. The third stage is rubedo, the reddening. This is the culmination of the alchemical work, when the purified substance becomes the philosopher's stone or transforms into gold. Psychologically, rubedo represents the integration of opposites, masculine and feminine, light and dark, conscious and unconscious. It is the birth of the true self, the discovery of one's wholeness. Jung often described this as the union of anima and animus, the inner feminine in men and the inner masculine in women. Only by uniting these energies can the psyche become whole. One of the most powerful concepts Jung ties to alchemy is the shadow. Every person carries within them traits they deny or suppress: anger, fear, selfishness, shame, hidden desires. The shadow is not evil in itself. It is simply everything that the conscious mind refuses to acknowledge. Jung warned that if we deny the shadow, it will control us from the unconscious. Alchemy, with its emphasis on darkness and transformation, shows us that we must descend into the shadow to find light. Without nigredo, there can be no rubedo. Without the night, there can be no dawn. Jung also connects alchemy to his theory of archetypes. Archetypes are universal patterns of the psyche, shared by all humanity and expressed through myths, dreams, and symbols. The sun represents the father, the moon the mother, water the symbol of purification, fire the power of transformation. Alchemical imagery is filled with archetypes: the king and queen, the dragon, the phoenix, the child of light. These are not random pictures. They are the symbolic language of the collective unconscious. Jung believed that by studying alchemy, we tap into this timeless language of the psyche. A striking idea in the book is Jung's description of dreams as the laboratories of the soul. Just as alchemists watched matter change in their flasks, we watch symbols unfold in our dreams. Fire in a dream may represent the burning away of illusions, water may represent cleansing, a child may represent the birth of new consciousness. Jung analyzed the dreams of his patients and found that they often mirrored the same stages described in alchemy. For him, dreams were not meaningless. They were the alchemical messages of the unconscious, guiding us toward wholeness. Perhaps the most inspiring message of psychology and alchemy is that we are all alchemists. Life itself is the alchemical process. Every crisis we face is a negrito, every step of healing a moment of albedo, every deep realization a spark of rubido. Losing a job, for example, may plunge a person into darkness and despair, negrito. Then comes reflection, self-discovery, and learning, albedo. Finally, a new path is embraced, a stronger and wiser identity is born, rubido. This is the cycle of transformation. Jung emphasized that this cycle never ends. Individuation is not a one-time achievement but a lifelong journey. Each time we face a new challenge, we descend again into the darkness, cleanse ourselves, and rise anew. The path is circular, not linear. Life is a constant alchemy, a continual creation of inner gold. Psychology and alchemy is far more than a historical study of an ancient practice. It is a map of the soul's journey. Jung shows us that alchemy was never really about turning metals into gold. It was about turning the raw material of human life, our fears, our shadows, our suffering, into the gold of wisdom and wholeness. The black stage of negrito teaches us to face our pain. The white stage of albedo teaches us to accept and purify. The red stage of rubido teaches us to unite opposites and discover the self. These stages are not abstract theories. They are the very steps of our inner life. Jung's ultimate message is both challenging and liberating. We are each responsible for our own inner alchemy. No one can transform us but ourselves. We must confront our shadows, endure the fire, and embrace the union of opposites. The reward is not wealth or power, but something greater, the discovery of our true self, the inner gold that cannot be taken away. As you listen to this summary, reflect on your own journey. Where are you right now? Are you in the darkness of negrito, in the cleansing of albedo, or in the radiant wholeness of rubido? Wherever you are, remember that each stage is necessary, each challenge contains hidden wisdom, and each trial carries the seed of transformation. The alchemists spoke of the philosopher's stone, a mythical substance that could turn base metals into gold. Jung teaches us that this stone is already within us. It is the self, the spark of wholeness waiting to be realized. Life's task is to uncover it, to polish it, and to let it shine. So take courage, traveler of the inner world. Your laboratory is your own soul, your material is your own life, and your masterpiece is the person you are becoming. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for being here and supporting this journey.